I'm Alex Brown. I'm the CEO and founder of 10th Magnitude, which is a cloud software consultancy here in Chicago. The cloud it's a really transformational shift in technology, and it changes the costs and the risk profile of undertaking technology so that now organizations can undertake transformational projects, launching new products, launching new lines of business that they never thought they could do before. Without the overhead, without the management, without the capital investment that it used to take to undertake a major technology project. So what we've seen with the clients that we work with is for smaller organizations, they have all these great ideas. They understand their markets, they've been doing business for 5, 10, 15 years, and they have a great idea, they see a great opportunity. They didn't think they could execute against it before because they thought they needed to be a big company with a big, huge technology budget. Well, it turns out now it's actually better to be a little company with a big idea and for a small amount of money and no investment in hardware or capital or people, you can have this new product or launch this new line of business that you never thought you could get before. You can compete with the big guys. So for the smaller organizations, that's very profound. For larger organizations who are typically used to a very kind of high overhead process to get new technology to market, the cloud will let them radically change the way they do that so they can be very fast and very nimble and act a whole lot more like the smaller companies who are outmaneuvering them. So when you put the two together, it's a huge opportunity for business to really change. There's a number of things that we are particularly expert at. So we're very focused and we do just a few things and we do them very well. So rather than trying to be all things to all people, we work in a very specific technology set for which we are one of the acknowledged leaders. So we are the largest of the Microsoft Azure cloud technology consultants in Chicago. We're truly expert at using this platform. So for organizations that are comfortable with Microsoft technology, makes a lot of sense. We have focused a lot of our time and our effort on processes and systems that allow us to engage directly with business decision makers on how to build the software and the technology. So in the past, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, software development was a very technical undertaking, and it was very hard for business people to get engaged around it, to the point where they kind of tuned out and they turned it over to the technology people who ultimately would not do a good job of understanding customer requirements or the market need, and they'd come up with a product that the business then wasn't that happy with. Now we've developed processes where the business people, the ones who understand the customers and have this vision, are directly engaged in building the software. They work with us every day to vet the ideas, to help us plan. We go and get it built and work with them on a very interactive basis to make sure this is exactly what they need to go to market with. And it's really been a great experience for a lot of the CEOs and the business leaders who we work with. And when they get into it, they find they really love the process. Microsoft has always been a phenomenal development platform. We know the technology very well. I also know the Microsoft organization very well, and I know what a good job from security and support perspective they do and they provide to their customers. So it's a very secure platform. It's a super quick development platform, and it's one that when I talk to businesses about who may not be living and breathing technology, they're very comfortable with Microsoft as a provider, say, trusted name. So those issues are quite significant. The other piece that is intriguing about the platform is the engineering resources that Microsoft has put behind this platform are phenomenal. And they are innovating at an incredibly rapid pace. So every day we're getting new capabilities and new aspects of the platform that are letting us deliver even faster for our customers and add even more value. So when you put all that together, from our perspective, really compelling set of value propositions. We work with a company that's located just a few blocks from here in downtown Chicago. It's a company called Holden International. So Holden is about a 20-year-old firm. They are experts in the sales methodology, training, and consulting business. So they work with large corporate sales forces to help train them in a methodology for how to go to market and how to win their deals. Very successful. They train many of the largest corporations in the country. And they have always been a face-to-face training organization. That's how they made their money. They have their president has a background in technology, and he saw a wonderful opportunity to take their methodology that they'd always been selling, turn it into a piece of software that they would then license to their clients after they train them. So they train them, they give them a piece of software that would reinforce the training, that would increase their win rates, that would increase their effectiveness, and it was a whole new revenue stream for Holden. Plus, it then gives them an understanding of how people are using the methodology, where they're succeeding, where they may be struggling, and it gives them the ability to help provide continual coaching and enhancement in between these training sessions to further improve the effectiveness of the salespeople who they've been working with. It's been really transformational. It's a huge new revenue stream for the organization. It's really spurring a lot of growth and a huge amount of customer satisfaction. Best decision I ever made, but also in some ways the hardest decision I ever made, was to start the firm. From a challenges perspective, I used to work in a large corporation with a large technology company, and that had a whole set of typical kind of corporate headaches. Well, I've traded in all those corporate headaches. I don't have them anymore, but I now have a whole new set of kind of small business headaches. So you lose sleep over hiring, you lose sleep over payroll, you lose sleep when a customer's not happy, and how are you going to fix it? And the buck stops here, and everything's I've got to make sure everything happens properly. So it's definitely a lot of stress, but it's very positive stress. It's stress I can control, so I enjoy that, and that's been really beneficial. From a challenges perspective, the challenges in technology now are pretty significant, particularly in Chicago. The biggest challenge and the biggest limit on our ability to grow right now is people. There is a shortage of top-notch engineering and software development talent in the Chicago market. Everyone is fighting for the top talent. There's more need than there is supply right now, and so it's very hard. So we spend a lot of time thinking about how do we build the right kind of organization that people want to work at, that people enjoy working at, that they will grow, they will continue to evolve, and there will be a lot of benefit from kind of coming to 10th magnitude to further your career. So that's probably the largest challenge we have right now.
And then how do you keep that talent?
Well, and it goes hand in hand, right? So it's talent. Your top developers, top engineers typically like to be where they are continually challenged and where they are continuing to learn new things and where they're working with great people. So it tends to be a virtuous cycle. If you start to hire great people, that will attract more great people, and the big challenge is then continuing to come up with ways for them to grow, for them to tackle new challenges, new technologies, learn new things, and continue to solve big problems for clients. So long as the client demand is there for innovation, I think we'll be very successful at continuing to grow our team. There are probably a couple of things I would do differently. When we started the organization, I don't think I quite appreciated the need to have everyone kind of interacting continually in a face-to-face fashion, and the impact that would have on culture. So we originally started by growing a team based on great talent that I knew out in the marketplace around the country. So we had a fairly geographically dispersed team. That proved to slow us down, particularly as we have to interact face-to-face with our customers. So we kind of made a switch, and we, about 18 months ago, kind of decided we were just going to focus geographically here, really build that very strong foundation in Chicago, and then begin to radiate out from there. That proved to be a very successable and important decision. I think the other thing, the other big challenge I've learned is that the big limiting factor on our growth is, on the one hand, talent, and on the other hand, as always, is cash. Right? Growth takes a lot of cash. So I think had I been doing this again, I would probably make some cash management decisions a little bit differently that would have helped us grow a little bit faster. So we've grown very quickly. Last year we grew over 60%. Could have grown even more. I would have probably managed some leasing situations differently. I would have managed some cash outlays and some investments in kind of non-core areas a little bit differently, and I probably would have deferred them against the need to kind of continue to invest cash in people. It's a big learning process. No fatal mistakes. Lots of kind of bruises along the way. But in spite of all of that, continue to grow very rapidly, attracting some phenomenal talent and some phenomenal clients. We have just a wonderful client base who we love working with. They're asking us to do some really unique and amazing things to help their businesses grow, and it's very gratifying.